What's up guys, I'm Improv and this is my Ironman. I have no special restrictions and just plan to play the game my own way and show that even if you don't have all day to play, you can still achieve great things. This is Casually Maxing. What's going on guys, welcome back to another video. Before we hop into the video, I just wanted to let you guys know that these initial clips are from like 2 months ago when I went to TOA for the very first time for my first ever 2KC, so that's kind of what you're going to see first. And then going forward after that, you will see what I've been up to in the past week. All right, so this is the gear I'm bringing. I'm bringing my full crystal body, Bofa, and I'm bringing a magic swap as well with blood burst spells, some food, parapods, range pot, super anti-poison. I don't have a rune crossbow and a ruby bolt because I just don't have the fleshing level, but I know I should have that. Okay, do you guys ever just look back at old clips and just like cringe a little? Like, why am I didn't know what to do in this first room when I first went in it months ago, just because I kind of went to TOA a little bit blind. Like, I knew a little bit of it, but I went a little blind. But I took so much damage in this room for like no reason. Ugh, gosh. My first ever Kefri here actually went pretty well. Now, keep in mind, this is on zero invocation because, again, I was going in pretty blind and I basically just wanted to learn the raid. So I just did zero, basically tried to figure out what the mechanics were for the most part. And like I said before, I did watch like a little short video on YouTube on how to do TOA, but I didn't I didn't remember every single thing I watched, obviously. So definitely struggled a little bit, but you know, we managed to kill it. Oh man, this room here, I still struggle with this room. Like okay, I don't wait this long to try to get through without getting hurt anymore, but I do struggle with this room a little bit. Like it tends to take me a little longer than it should. Like I tend to take stupid damage. Oh my gosh, looking back at this clip, what am I doing? How did I not even fill it up a single time? Oh my gosh. Guys, I don't even really remember this. This is like I'm just watching this old clip because I was waiting because I wanted to put out a video of me basically learning it a little bit, and this is wow, this is embarrassing. Okay. And don't get me wrong, I am by no means a pro now at all. But I'd like to think I improved a little bit from these stages here. And Zebek's always been the one that is pretty easy for me, to be honest. Like even when I tried out Walk the Path, it seems like it's like the easiest one for me. Oh man, yeah, this room I do remember doing a couple months ago because I kept forgetting to bring my rune pickaxe and I didn't know there was like a spot to set it in like pre-raid. So I had to do this with a bronze pickaxe. And I did this like 2 or 3 times with a bronze pickaxe. And let me just tell you, it is miserable. Miserable. It takes like 6 rotations. Like it's almost not even worth doing. On top of that, look at all the extra damage I'm taking. Oh my goodness. Now I will say Akka is still the one that gives me the most trouble out of any of them. A lot of it is because I just don't have a good stab weapon. So that is like my biggest thing right now. I either need to suffer through and grind so that I can get a fang, or I need to like just go get something else. But man, Zero Invocation is just so much easier. It has like no health, it has like no mechanics. It is actually a night and day difference from the 150s. Wow. Now, my first time entering this monkey room, I was severely overwhelmed. I didn't have the plugin that actually showed me what was attacking me essentially. So there's a plugin that basically outlines them and will outline it either like green or blue, and basically you just use the opposite combat style of the color they're highlighted. And I didn't have that, so It was a struggle. On top of that, look at all the venom damage I'm taking. Like it was actually a struggle. Actually, I might have even died here. I don't know. Yep, I sure did. Okay. As you can see in the last clip, I did end up dying there, but I'm pretty sure I went ahead and completed that raid. I don't think I got anything from that one. So, we had to bump up the difficulty a little bit. Level 10 invocation, and we're at the warden's room. So, we're getting a little riskier with what we're doing out here. Big level 10, a little bit harder than the last one, seeing what we can do. Easily made it to the last bar here. Look at me go, and easily getting to the final phase of the warden. Level 10 invocation is more my speed. A 51-minute level 10. I mean, who else could do something like that being new? You know what I mean? Like who? So we completed our first one, or maybe it was our second one. I don't know if that was our first or second, but didn't get much. Now, this here is where I started getting serious. Level 50 invocation. We're in the monkey room. We have ancients. We're getting it done. And I'm pretty sure I even did this one without dying. I know. I know. Pretty insane. What can I say? Look at me go. Easy. Now, you can actually get a Fang on level 50, which is pretty wild. I mean, it's a pretty low chance, but basically we went into Baba on level 50. Baba didn't stand a chance. I'm surprised I didn't get knocked into that gap there. And for some reason, I was just fighting. I don't know. I just fought every single ball. Like, just every single one. I just fought it. Like, I didn't even try to run through. That was actually crazy. And then I went with Chaos because, just not confident, which if I went back and did level 50 now, that'd probably be easy. And as I'm sure you guessed, made it to the Warden, went ahead and defeated him. Boom, super easy, not even sweating it. And that's where I got my thread. So you already know I had to go ahead and upgrade my rune pouch to a divine rune pouch. So now we can hold 4 runes at a time. Pretty big upgrade, I'm not going to lie. All right, now go ahead and flash forward 2 months. Here we are. Basically, I was like, you know what? I want to do some TOA. It's about time. And honestly, I was running pretty low on Ranar seeds, and I didn't want to do Master Farmer. So I was like, you know what? TOA drops Master or Ranar seeds. Let me go try that out. Pretty crazy reason to go to TOA, but hey, here we are. So much better upgrades as far as gear goes from those previous videos from a couple months ago. So we got the Serp Helm, so no more worrying about Venom. We got the Blood Moon Tacits for extra strength bonus. I brought a whip in on this first one, but honestly, not a great thing to bring in, to be honest with you. We got the Dragon Pick, which we got from Calvarian not too long ago. This one I actually brought the leaf-bladed sword, but then I stopped bringing it for some reason. And also in this clip, I have a Draymond staff. Not sure what I thought I was going to do with that, but I'm pretty sure I noticed before I went into the raid. But these clips here are going to be more recent, the past couple days. In the beginning of the video, I think I said the past couple weeks. I haven't been doing this for a couple weeks. I've only been doing it for a couple days. And honestly, I haven't even done that many. So check it out. All right, so this clip here, basically, it's like the first one back in a couple months. So a little level 65, no big deal, no big deal. I managed to trap myself in this little corner because I didn't really understand how the dung worked. And it's crazy because you literally just have to run in the direction you want to go. But like I said, I managed to get myself trapped in this little tiny corner. Almost died. Almost, I probably used most of my supplies. Yeah, no food or anything left. So that was a little bit of a struggle, but we're learning. And like I said before, Zabak tends to be kind of the easiest one for me. So even risking low HP like this, it's just the easiest boss for me. I don't know. Does anybody else feel that way? Like Zabak just feels easy, you know? Like it's very straightforward with the mechanics you need to dodge. It's easy, it's simple. I like it. I was basically speed running this raid here, doing everything pretty quick. But at this point, I think this is where I kind of discovered that I don't have to sit here through all the boulders. So I actually almost ran into that one. That was cool. But see, I actually made it up here, and then I was like, wait a minute, will he keep going if I run in the corner? Sure enough, he does. So basically, just get free hits here every time he's doing that. He just keeps rolling the balls. I get free hits. I get to save some prayer, get out a lot of damage. It's all a good time. Yeah. So remember that clip in the beginning where I was using a bronze pickaxe? Well, as you can see, I came here with a dragon one, and oh my goodness, it is an insane difference. I literally only have to do 2 phases at my mining level, super, super quick. Whereas with the bronze pickaxe, I was doing like 6 phases. It was miserable. Don't forget your pickaxes. Remember how I said Akka was the one that gave me the most trouble? I'm gonna be honest, it's this part here that gives me the most trouble. This part here with these little white orbs that hit like nope, in my raids they hit like 20s. But I'm telling you, this is where I die on Akka. I've died here 2 or 3 times, and it's so infuriating. It makes me want to just people's elbow my desk as hard as possible. But I don't all the time. I'm very calm sometimes. So we managed to stumble our way through the raid and completed a level 65. So, no big deal. Moving up in the world a little bit, but definitely a lot of stuff I need to improve on. Even now, I feel like RuneScape's the type of game where there's just opportunities for growth. Don't ever look at yourself as being like a failure if you can't get something done. Just look at it as you have room to grow, and there's nothing better in this world than growing. So, definitely, I want to get better at this. I want to unlock more gear. Like, it is actually motivating me. But this is where I got the Jewel of the Sun, which is pretty cool. So you basically just attach that to your Karis Partisan. Pretty cool upgrade. All right, well, we're 3KC on TOA, I believe. Wait, let me see. Let me make sure. Raids. Yeah, so we're 3KC. We have Thread. We have Jewel of the Sun. So I guess our luck is going pretty good. So I guess the Jewel of the Sun you can attach to your Chaos Partisan, and basically it'll give you 25% increase to accuracy for targets with less than 25% health, which is pretty cool. But then another effect is if you kill something with it, you gain 12 health but lose 5 prayer. So that's kind of nice, maybe. I don't know. I have to see. I don't even know what these other two do. The Corruptor or the Scarab. And can I even get more Karis Partisans, like if I got these ones? I don't even know. I have to look that stuff up. But yeah, I don't know. All right, you can definitely buy other Karis Partisans. So let's go ahead and attach this. I don't see a reason not to. So we now have the Karis Partisan of the Sun. So that should be pretty cool. Now, I still don't know the best use case for the Karis Partisan of the Sun. I've been using it on like the swarms in Kefri, and I've also been using it on some of the thralls that are summoned in the monkey room just to get some healing. That's the only thing it does. It basically just sacrifices some prayer for some health, and it tends to be good, especially if you take unnecessary damage. But let me know what you guys would use it for, or if you already have one, if you even use it. It seems like now that the breaching one would actually help a lot. At this point, I was still playing around with some invocations, trying to see what was good and what wasn't. And I decided to put on Mind the Gap for Baba, which I then was dodging this here. And as you can see, I ran into the middle and got knocked straight to the gap and died immediately. So if you're putting on Mind the Gap, make sure you are staying on the left and right side because yeah, you'll just die right away. So you don't want to make that mistake. Yeah, that was a time. This here was my first ever attempt at a 150 or above. And I put on the Kefri invocation that basically Kefri gets health the entire fight. Somehow I managed to kill it. I don't even know how because it's so hard to out DPS the heals. Like it's so hard. Unless you're like a higher level with much better gear, but I don't even know how I killed it there. I had to actually take it off for future ones. I couldn't do it again. Again, it's always this part. And as you can see, at 150 and above, these things hit like 22. And I don't have a good stab weapon. And I didn't bring my leaf-bladed sword. I need to start bringing that in the future. But I, I also wonder, so I do this thing where I attack and then I move. And I'm wondering if I'm getting hit more because I'm moving around so much. Like, I feel like I would just get hit less if I just stood in one spot, no? I don't know. This is the part, though. Look at me. Look it. Oh my god. I die here all the time. After this raid, I ended up going and looking up what invocations people do for 150 because I felt like this one actually wasn't that bad because I didn't have the invocation on where the attack speed was a little bit faster. But like I'm running the Kefri one where it hits basically in a 3x3 on top of being attacked by Akka, on top of him hitting faster. Like it's it's a little tricky for someone not experienced. So this was actually my first ever completion of a 150. Uh, Previously I'd completed like an 85, a 60, and like a 0 or something like that. But for an actual TOA run that isn't in entry mode, this was my first ever completion. So I was pretty happy about that. It was a 46-minute run. Pretty sick. The loot, obviously no unique, but decent loot. I mean, 6 Snapdragon seeds. You can't really go wrong with that. It's not bad at all. So that was my first entry mode that I completed. I tried entry mode with a couple different invocations like before that, and I wasted a couple hours just because I did not end up finishing it. But like I said, it's a learning experience. If you're curious as to what I'm running now for my 150s, I will show you. This is what I'm going to stick with, like I said, for a while going forward. So I have softcore run, so 3 lives. Uh, Basically for Kefri, I have everything except medic. I can't outdamage medic, so that was an awful time trying to do that. And then for Zebek, I have not just a head, arterial spray, and blood thinners. Those really don't change the fight too much, so threw those on. For Baba, I actually have everything on except for Boulder Dash. Um, the Shockwave is pretty easy to dodge if you run under him. And then the Baboons, I didn't even notice this in the last one. I didn't even notice the banana peels or anything, so that was fine. I didn't notice the sarcophagus either. I actually did my fastest run this last time for Baba. Didn't notice that at all. Mind the gap, you do have to be careful. You have to stay on the left or right side because if he knocks you back when the he starts rolling the balls and you fall into that gap, you just die instantly. And then I have Ancient Haste, which this one they just charge up their specials a little bit faster. It's not too big of a deal, I would say. It's just for that first phase. And then Overclocked and Overclocked 2 basically makes the Wardens just attack faster at the end. So that's what I'm running now. Seems to be pretty good. Like I said, 46-minute run. Didn't feel too stressful. And with this, I can just run whichever loot I want to. Like I can run the extra food, the extra things like that, or adrenaline, whatever I want to do. But learning, I think I'm just going to do the extra food for the ambrosias, to be honest. So as you can see, I brought Bone Dagger this time. I wanted to bring my Dragon Warhammer, but apparently Bone Dagger is like super good here. So we are trying it out. Yeah, I think my Bone Dagger hit was just awful. So it didn't even really make that big of a difference, I don't think. But we can try it on Baba as well, over here at the Path of Atmekin. Now, this part here, honestly, if I like calm down a little bit and just like focus on the shadows, I probably won't take as much damage, but there's a lot going on here. A lot. Oh, an hour run. That was brutal. Brutal. Ugh. I realized my other ambrosia was out. Thank God. Well, this run took an hour as well. And I had 1 death. Oh, man. So brutal. So brutal. Okay, I have to start taking smelling salts. These things are insane. Insane. Wow. All right, so we just completed our fourth 150 TOA. We have 5 entries. Basically, we got the thread on KC number 1 or 2 of an entry, and then we got the Jewel of the Sun also on an entry. And then we've been basically learning 150s, and it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot to learn. I'm enjoying it. There's definitely some infuriating moments that I'm just like, oh man, like I'll die at random times. It's like it's not great. It's not great, but we're learning. That means that there's room for opportunity. We don't look at anything as a failure. Always room for growth. Definitely learning that my gear sets are not they're not bad. It's just like I don't have a good stab weapon for Akka, which that's kind of a pain. The Karis seems to do okay at Kefri. The Bone Dagger, I use the spec at Baba and Zabak, but even on good hits, I'm not noticing too big of a difference, so I might bank that. I want to start bringing darts for the swarms at Kefri, maybe to minimize how many actually heal it. Overall, it's definitely a fun raid. I'm enjoying it. I've only done solo so far, but it is pretty fun. Hopefully this motivates you guys to get out there and try some things that you're not, you know, really prepared for or not good at. Like I said, I'm an open book. I'll let you guys know if I've never done something before. TOA, this is my first time, so I'm getting used to it. But one thing that I did learn is, at least for me, it seems the first spirit package is good to get heals. And then the second one, from now on, I'm definitely going to be going with smelling salts and liquid adrenaline. It just speeds up that warden's phase by, oh my, I mean, it's night and day how much better it is. And I can only imagine if you have dragon claws or burning claws, it would just be so much quicker. But that was my fastest run there, 44 minutes on a 150, which is honestly not too bad, not too bad. So hopefully, like I said, motivates you guys to get out there and try some other stuff. Let me know below what you think I should do as far as gear upgrades and things like that. And yeah, if it does motivate you to go, let me know that too. But I appreciate you guys watching the video, especially if you made it this far. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.